Frustration is mounting and anger is growing with the liberals and passive politicians. Learn the playbook of those who are trying to destroy our country. From the blue-collar professor, he teaches, he leads, he speaks out for truth and justice. Now, the educator of all things conservative, your host, Dr. Gavin Mitchell.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to it, the Friday edition of the program. If you would like to connect with the show, you can do so on number.
The leader in talk radio on the internet, right here on K98Talk.com.
If you want to work until you keel over, have less of everything in retirement, or give back more of your hard-earned money to the stock market again, then just ignore me. But if you'd like to protect the money you save, receive a steady, predictable retirement income, and enjoy financial security for as long as you live, then listen to this. You can download a free report that reveals the wealth-building secrets Wall Street and the banks don't want you to know. You'll learn how you can get guaranteed growth, safety, and real prosperity without risking your money in the Wall Street casino, and how to get the money you need when you need it, simply by asking for it. This is the best way to have a 100% secure retirement and know your money will last as long as you do. To learn more about this method and to get your free report, go to 29security.com. That's the number 29security.com. 29security.com. Go to 29security.com.
This is Slickery Trigger for Rebel Road Tactical. With proper care and feeding, your pistol will be ready when you need it. There to save your life. Shouldn't your gear be that good? Whether you need a holster for comfortable everyday carry or a tough-as-nails holster for your next training course, Rebel Road Tactical has what you need. Check us out on the web at rebelroadtactical.com.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-516-7602 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-516-7602 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-516-7602. That's 1-800-516-7602. Again, 1-800-516-7602.
In these uncertain economic times, you've got to do whatever you can to save money. One of our biggest expenses can be our cars, especially when unexpected repair bills hit. Not anymore. If you own a vehicle with less than 130,000 miles, is less than 12 years old, has a warranty about to expire, or even no warranty at all, you could stop paying for car repairs. Roadside assistance, towing, and rental coverage are all included. Don't wait for the next repair. Make one free call right now to see if you qualify. If your vehicle is less than 12 years old, has less than 130,000 miles, even if it's out of warranty, paying for car repairs can become a thing of the past. Call us right now and get your car protected before your next repair bill hits. Get protection and no more repair bills. Call 800-696-1030. Again, 800-696-1030. That's 800-696-1030. 800-696-1030.
All writers are prone to becoming so attached to our characters and stories that we struggle to see why a passage may not be working. It takes another set of eyes to help us nurture our writing into full maturity. At Black Wolf Editorial Services, we strive to enable writers to develop and grow, shaping stories into masterpieces that can stand the test of time. Editing services are provided for all genres and all age categories. Services range from critiques of the short story through to line edits of the full-length novel and copy editing for those preparing for publication. We also offer assistance on generating a writer's bio for your website, as well as help with those book blurbs and promotional material. We won't abandon you to the masses. We want to celebrate with you in your successes. Black Wolf Editorial Services, nurturing your writing into maturity. For a full list of services and prices, visit us at blackwolfeditorial.com.
Joe had huge problems with the IRS.
I knew it was coming. I hadn't filed taxes since 1990.
All the IRS letters coming in added up to a nightmare.
To get up to like $68,000. My heart started beating fast. It's like, there's no way, man. I mean, I ain't going to be able to do this.
Then they stopped his paycheck.
So that's when I started making phone calls and found U.S. Tax Shield.
U.S. Tax Shield went to work immediately.
They just took the bull by the horns. What blew my mind is he called the IRS right then and there.
So why is U.S. Tax Shield A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau? Joe knows.
They saved me a ridiculous amount of money.
If you owe more than $10,000 to the IRS or state, choose the company Joe chose, U.S. Tax Shield.
It was the best decision I made. U.S. Tax Shield is the way to go. Life is good. Thank you, Lord.
Call 800-471-3287.
U.S. Tax Shield. Boo-rah. Yes.
800-471-3287. 800-471-3287.
The Internet will never be the same. You're listening to K98Talk.com.
Wow. Good God, y'all. What is it good for? Absolutely. Let's get started again.
For ways, we are on the web, www.thegavinmitchellshow.com. You can email me anytime, Gavin at thegavinmitchellshow.com. And you can find us on Twitter at The GM Show. I want to open today's program with the situation out at UCLA. And we know earlier this week that there was a gunman, and the gunman apparently killed a professor in a murder-suicide. That's what the media reported initially. And that is accurate. But the original reports that came out listed the shooter as a 6-foot white male. And that's where the outrage started. You started to hear the left talk about, another mass shooting, another shooting on college campuses, another deranged person that is out there using guns to harm people. That was the narrative of the left when we thought this guy was an American citizen. And the media jumped all over it. Well, what we found out after the fact was that the shooter left a note after he killed the professor and committed suicide. He left a note saying, hey, make sure somebody checks on my cat, please. That's the state of mind this guy was in. Somebody check on my cat. I just took somebody's life and I killed myself, and somebody check on my cat. Well, they followed that lead to his apartment in Minnesota. That's where he was residing, Minnesota. And there they found a kill list. A kill list. This guy had come to the conclusion that he was going to play God for a little bit and take some lives. And one of the names on that list was his estranged wife. So they went to check on her, and they found her dead. So as they pieced this thing together, it turns out that this guy started in Minnesota, killed his estranged wife, jumped in his car with his firearm and his ammunition, and drove halfway across the country to UCLA and shot a professor and then killed himself. But this wasn't a random act with the professor. This individual was not a 6-foot white male that killed the professor and his estranged wife and then bumped himself off. He wasn't. His name is Manik Sarkar, and he is from India. He comes from the India Institute of Technology, which up until recently was an incredibly renowned school. He studied aerospace engineering there. A brilliant person as far as academics are concerned. And if you come from IIT, you've got some credentials in the academic world. He's a smart guy, and he applied to come over to the United States with a student visa. He wanted to work on his master's degree and doctoral work, and he was granted the student visa, and that's fine. That's fine. I have no problem with that. But do you notice the press, once they realized this wasn't one of those crazy right-wing nut jobs, one of those Bible-thumping, gun-toting Republicans, once they realized it wasn't him, the news slowed. What my buddy Chris Salcedo likes to call the Brian Williams press, kind of a hush fell over him. Now, the question out of my mind, and I'm sorry to admit this, I am. But I wondered, is this guy Muslim? Is he part of ISIS? He's from the other side of the world. Is that a fair question in today's society? And I'm here to tell you, even though that comes with profiling, and even though that comes with maybe a little bit of racism in my thought pattern, it is a fair question because we are at war. And these terrorists are coming over through the loopholes that we have, and they're committing terror. And so anytime something like this happens, it's a fair question. Whether it was white, green, black, brown, yellow, gray, it doesn't matter. It's a fair question. Now, the story doesn't stop there. Sarkar was incredibly upset with this professor that he killed. He claimed that this professor stole his code. And in the world of academia, it's all about intellectual property. That's how academia runs. That's how people advance in that business. That's how professors move up in the rankings and land at better schools with better paying jobs. It's all about intellectual property. And make no mistake about it. If you go earn a doctoral degree, you're not out to teach. Teaching is a necessary evil. I'm just going to let you in behind the curtain now. That's why it's so many institutions of higher learning where you have great researchers there. They don't teach. Their TAs teach. It's a necessary evil to these professors. And the TAs are graduate students, whether it's master level students or doctoral level students, who are eager to work with that professor that has such a great track record in their field that they'll gladly go teach the class for the opportunity to learn from them one-on-one, to be mentored. That's how the world of academia works. But it's all based on intellectual property. It's all based on research. And whether that research is writing a paper with statistical inferences and conclusions, or if you're in the computer technology industry, writing new code, making improvements, it's all about intellectual property. And this Sarkar felt that he had written some code that this professor had stolen. That maybe under his tutelage that he had wrote something, but the professor took credit for it in the world of academia. Well, I hate to bust Mr. Sarkar's bubble, but, and this comes from experience, when you're working on a doctoral degree, you're mentored by someone, and they'll help guide you. And they may not do a whole bunch of work, but they'll make sure you stay within the bounds and you're heading the right direction on whatever project you're working on. They'll make sure you go through the proper steps. They teach you the way to do it. And they'll help you with the information. They'll help you with the statistical analysis. They'll say, hey, this doesn't pass the smell test, or that's the wrong application here. You should have used this instead. But they don't do a whole bunch of work. The student that's being mentored will do 90% of the work. But when that paper or whatever the intellectual property is that goes out, that professor's name's listed first. That's just how it is. They get the credit. It's a mentoring program. Now, if this professor outright stole the code and gave zero credit to Sarkar, and what Sarkar is saying is true, that's shady business. Because the currency in academia is intellectual property. Now, all of that said, I lay that out so you understand the frustration that Sarkar was going through. He understood the currency was intellectual property. He understood that his career hinged on coming up with original research, original code, whatever the case may be. And he thinks this guy stole it. So you can understand his frustration. But that's where the understanding stops, right there. It stops right there. Because this guy lost it. He lost his marbles. He killed his wife and then drove halfway across the country, and he had time to think about it. He had time to think about what he had done and what he was doing. And it didn't stop him. He was dead set. He was out of his mind. He was bonkers. So he goes to UCLA, and on that kill list, it wasn't just this one professor. It wasn't just William Klug, who he shot and killed. There was another professor. That professor happened to be out that day. He couldn't be found. So Sarkar, this guy who is over on a visa, purchases a gun legally, mind you, and goes to a gun-free zone. UCLA, and kills a professor, and had another one on his list, and then kills himself. But once the left realized that this wasn't one of those right-wing Bible-thumping Republicans, the message tempered. It tempered a great deal. And that's where my frustration comes in, because none of us condone violence. None of us. None of us say it's okay to shoot and kill somebody in cold blood. None of us even say it's okay to punch somebody in the mouth for no reason. None of us. But the left will have you believe that all of us, quote, right-wing Bible thumpers are out there just itching to pull the trigger. And that's why we have to get rid of guns. That is complete and total nonsense. This gun was purchased legally by somebody who was here legally, and he lost his marbles. That happens when you have a constitution that guarantees the citizens of this country the right to keep and bear arms. Sometimes people do stupid and crazy things. And that's why us over here on the right are advocating and fighting and promoting so strongly not to tighten the grip on law-abiding citizens being able to protect themselves, but let these people carry weapons so they can defend themselves. Let's run a hypothetical very quickly. Let's say for one moment that he walks into that professor's office and he pulls out his gun, and you guarantee he said his piece before he pulled the trigger. He let this father of 2 young children and this husband know why he was killing him. He wouldn't drive halfway across the country just to do it. He had to send his message. He was on a mission. And while he's going through his monologue, the professor quietly pulls out his gun and makes sure that the only person that dies is the one who intended harm, the one that was the threat. What a crazy hypothetical that would be. We see stories every single day where good guys with guns beat bad guys with guns, because bad guys with guns who intend to do harm are cowards. They seek out gun-free zones, and they intend to hurt innocent people. That's what they try to do. And when the good guys have guns, they're able to fire back. They're able to protect themselves. They're able to minimize the damage and the killing. It's that simple. But the Brian Williams press doesn't want you to hear any of that. It's the gun's fault. It's the gun's fault. Meanwhile, we know that over Memorial Day, there were 66 shot and 6 dead in Barack Obama's hometown, or adopted hometown of Chicago, where his former chief of staff is mayor, implementing all of Barack Obama's thoughts and ideals and plans and laws into Chicago. He is applying them directly from the White House to Chicago. But there's an epidemic of shooting and murder there. It doesn't work. Taking guns away from good people doesn't work. Now, the situation is so bad in Chicago, where the gun laws are so strict, that there are prominent people saying the governor needs to take control. The governor needs to step in and take the reins from this mayor so they can get control of what's going on. They're talking about implementing curfews. They're talking about mass warrants and searches. I mean, they're talking about one step away from martial law because things are so bad in Chicago. And that's Barack Obama's little petri dish. That's his testing lab. And it's going awry. And the point of this isn't that good guys are out there shooting people. That's not the point. The point is the bad guys will get guns no matter what you do. That's why they're criminals. They don't care what the law says. They have zero regard for what the law says. They're after whatever it is they're after, whether it's money at all costs necessary, whether it's fame and glory out on the street by any means necessary, whatever it is they're after, revenge, it doesn't matter. The law is not going to get in their way. And so by taking these guns away from law-abiding citizens, by taking guns away from this professor, and there's no way to know whether this professor would have chose to arm himself or not. But at that point, it becomes a consequence of your decision. Does it not? There's no way to know if he would have carried or not. But when good guys have guns and somebody walks in and starts shooting, you have an opportunity to protect yourself. You have an opportunity to protect yours. You have an opportunity to save lives. And I'm here to tell you, and I made the point many, many times, one of the great things this country does, and it might be the only great thing we still do for these veterans, is when they come back, if they meet certain criteria when they're in service, they have a right to the GI Bill. They have a right to get their college paid for to some degree, if not completely. And every classroom I have ever sat in, there is at least one former member of the U.S. military sitting in there. And I've sat in a lot of classrooms. There's at least one. And these are people who have been trained with firearm use. These are people who have been trained to think clearly during chaotic situations when bullets are flying. I want those people armed. I want them armed. And you'll hear the left say, oh, well, let's just throw guns at a bunch of kids. That's not the way the law works. You have to be of the age of 21 or older. You have to have a clean criminal background, and you have to pass the mandatory minimum as dictated by the state with training on a firearm before you can get a concealed carry license. Once you have that license, you should be able to carry that weapon wherever you go because you do not know when or how these cowards are going to attack. And I feel a lot better knowing there's a lot of good guys running around on college campuses, at the grocery store, just in society in general, that don't want to, that hope they never have to let the world know they have a firearm under their shoulder. But I feel a lot better knowing they're willing to use it. And so it's a sad situation out there in California. It truly is. It's got the extreme right screaming, well, we need to look at these visas. That's not what this was. This isn't another San Bernardino, where these people use that K-1 fiance visa to smuggle the lady in. So the whole goal there was to do damage. That wasn't what this was. What this was a guy who came over, and I believe, from all accounts that I've read, and I've read a lot over this, just wanted to get educated, wanted a better life, and he did so legally. And then he just snapped. He just lost it. He lost it. And the only thing that stops a situation like that, someone who has no criminal background, someone who has no signs of mental illness, someone who, by all accounts, is a law-abiding citizen and a good guy. The only thing that stops people like that when they snap is someone shooting back.
The Gavin Mitchell Show. It's summertime again, ladies. Time to break out those sandals and give your toenails a little TLC. The nail technicians at Friendly Nails in Cleburne, Texas are ready to provide you with professional and friendly service. From manicures to pedicures and a variety of specialized services such as acrylic nails, facials, and waxing. Custom designs and a variety of stones to accent your nails are also available. The technicians at Friendly Nails are all licensed and trained in the latest technology and have experience applying every kind of polish on the market. So stop by and be treated like royalty. Relax in their massage chair chairs and unwind. Full body massage therapy is also available by appointment only. For all you guys wanting to give your special lady a little treat, $50 gift certificates are available now for $40, and anyone who mentions hearing about Friendly Nails on the Gavin Mitchell Show or KLIF will get $10 off any $50 purchase. Friendly Nails is open 7 days a week, Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Sundays from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. Located at 180 North Ridgeway Drive in Cleburne, Texas. Call them at 817-641-3400. Walk-ins are welcome.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-525-8479 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-525-8479 to take your call now. Call 1-800-525-8479. That's 1-800-525-8479. Again, 1-800-525-8479.
Do you need residential or commercial roof repairs, maintenance, or replacement in the Dallas-Fort Worth area? J-Bow Roofing has over 35 years of experience in the industry, and they have the know-how to keep you dry and comfortable. J-Bow Roofing also offers a roofing system that is warranted against hail of any size, and this is a no-excuse warranty. J-Bow Roofing doesn't want their customers to cringe every time it hails. They want customers to have complete confidence that their roofing system is going to stand up to the task. Basically, J-Bow Roofing wants to stop the insanity lifetime roofing period. Re-roof once and be done. A J-Bow roof product is aesthetically pleasing and tougher than anything you can find. A J-Bow roof is so nice your neighbors will want it. J-Bow lifetime roofing systems are strong as steel, tougher than hail, and guaranteed. So it'll be the last roof you put on your house. Looking for a price? Get a no-cost, no-obligation quote today at jabeau.com. That's jabeau.com. J-Bow Roofing. Your long-term satisfaction is their immediate goal.
Twisted Roads Trading Post in Crowley, Texas is your premier biker apparel, leather, and accessories store. Stop in and visit with Brothers Ron and Carl Phillips. Twisted Roads Trading Post carries leather jackets, chaps, vests, accessories, gifts, and more. Open 6 days a week, Tuesday through Thursday, 1 p.m. to 6 p.m., Fridays and Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and on Sundays, 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. Got a motorcycle or truck to sell? Their park and sell lot is now available and anxious to show off your ride. Visit us for sewing, embroidery, and t-shirt printing services. Airbrush services by our friends at Kingdom Custom Creations are also available throughout the week. Call today or visit twistedroadstradingpost.com or find and like them on Facebook. Located west of Crowley on FM 1187, then south on FM 1902. Go 1.3 miles and look for the flags. 817-768-8761. That's 817-768-8761. Twisted Roads Trading Post. If the flags are flying, we're open.
Let's get back to the program. If you're sick of the garbage that comes out of Washington, D.C., then it's time to arm yourself with knowledge from the Blue Collar Professor. Here's your host, Dr. Gavin Mitchell.
If you're looking for the show, you can find us each and every weekday at 5 p.m. Central on conservativeradionetwork.com. We are also on K98 Talk, V405 Media, Sackheads Radio Media, High Plains Radio, and if there's more, they're on the website, so check it out there. But special thanks to all those guys for allowing us to be a part of their offering. You can also find our live offering. We do it once a week, Saturday night, 8 p.m. Central, and that's on News and Information 570 KLIF in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Now, if you're outside the Dallas-Fort Worth area, fear not. You can find it several places. You can find it at KLIF.com. You can stream it there. You can stream it off conservativeradionetwork.com if that's your preference, or the 405 Media, if you're out west and you're loyal to those guys, you can find us there. So special thanks to all those guys for carrying our show live. That gives you an opportunity to call in and be a part of the show. It's the one time a week where we can have a conversation on air, and I can hear what you have to say. So I look forward to hearing from you. We will be back at it this Saturday night at 8 p.m. Now, Paul Ryan came out. Do you remember this? When Donald Trump secured the nomination, Paul Ryan came out and said, I'm just not ready to endorse him yet. You know, we have our difference. I don't know, but I'm just not ready. I know that I'm the leader of the GOP right now. I'm the highest elected official in the country representing this party. And by default, I am the leader. I am the guy that was responsible for the omnibus bill, even though I'm not going to take credit for it. I've let a lot of things slide. I've let a lot of things happen. We've done the best we could here and there, but the GOP nominee is not somebody I see eye to eye with, and we got some work to do. Now, we argued right here that is not the answer. When you are coming out of a primary that was as polarized as this one was, that was as vicious as this one was, and I'm not just talking with the candidates. I'm talking about the base. My gosh, did you see what was flying around on social media? Hashtags started getting created, and who would have thought a hashtag would carry this much power 10 years ago? But hashtags were created. Hashtag never Trump. Hashtag Lion Ted. And people were emotionally vested into their candidate. They were all in. They were convinced that their guy was the only way this nation could be saved. But once the dust settled, Donald Trump won. That's the way it goes. And I've said on this program many times, this Never Trump hashtag, this Never Trump movement, if Republicans hold true to that and they start touting, oh, well, it's principle. It's time for us to take our stand. At what point do we have to quit holding our nose? If we take that position in this general election, Hillary Clinton will win office. And we know what that means. We have exhausted that topic here on the Gavin Mitchell Show. Well, people say, well, when do we get to make our stand then, Gavin? When do we conservatives get to say no more? My answer is simple. It's simple. The primary. Primary season is where you make your stand. Primary season, when you run your candidate out there and he's your guy, you get off the dadgum Twitter and you get out there and you whip votes for him. You run a political campaign for him at the grassroots level. You convince your friends he's the guy. And it dominoes. That's when you take your stand. You don't take your stand at a time like this. This is a time for unity. This is a time for everybody who believes that Hillary Clinton will be the destruction of this country. And I do not use those terms lightly. It will be the end of this republic as we know it. And it's not just Hillary Clinton flying solo. It's Hillary Clinton stacked on Barack Obama and the compounding effect that will have. That's what has me so concerned. Never mind her track record couldn't be worse. And we've gone through that list. But now's the time for unity, and Paul Ryan doesn't seem to get that. It seems to me he's more interested in straddling the fence and saving his own backside. It seems to me he's interested in convincing the world that it was John Boehner's fault that anything bad happened since he's been Speaker of the House, and anything that good has happened has been his fault. And he knows that there is a conservative base out there that follows Cruz, and he wants to cater to them too. But he knows there's a big group out there that are following Donald Trump, and he wants to cater to them as well. He wants to play politics when our country is in peril. He wants to get out there and play a little chess, a little gamesmanship, when the stakes could not be higher. And so he says, well, I'm just not ready to support Donald Trump. Well, he came out yesterday and decided that he was going to perhaps support is the best word. He said he felt confident he would turn, he being Donald Trump, help turn the ideas in this agenda that the House Republicans have into law and help improve people's lives. And Ryan said that's why he's going to vote for Donald Trump this fall. And this is in an op-ed that Ryan wrote in his hometown paper. I don't think it's in Washington, D.C. If not, they need to correct this article because Paul Ryan, his hometown is Washington, D.C. So that seems just short of an endorsement, doesn't it? It does to me. He doesn't come out and say, I endorse Donald Trump. He continues in this op-ed, it's no secret that he and I have our differences. I won't pretend otherwise, and when I feel the need to, I'll continue to speak my mind. But the reality is, on the issues that make up our agenda, we have more common ground than disagreement. A Clinton White House would mean 4 more years of liberal cronyism and a government more out for itself than the people it serves. Quite simply, she represents all that our agenda aims to fix. And those were excerpts from Paul Ryan's op-ed from his vacation home in Wisconsin. And I just want to say this. Nowhere in there did he say, I endorse Donald Trump. Nowhere in there did the leader of the grand old party, the highest elected official in the Republican Party, say, hey, I endorse our candidate. I endorse the candidate that the people we represent as the Republican Party chose to be their nominee for president of the United States. Nowhere in there did it. He's straddling both sides of the fence. He's playing politics. And my gosh, at what point is enough, Paul Ryan? At what point do you stop behaving like John Boehner and Mitch McConnell and you start behaving like someone who does what they say, who believes in the words they say? Because you're saying the right words. With the exception of this. You're saying the right words. We need to fix this country. We're against everything that Hillary Clinton stands for. So on and so forth. He says all the right things. But his actions speak differently. He calls Donald Trump. I need to see him unify this party before I can jump on board. Wait, what? You need to see an effort from him to unify the party before you will make an effort to unify the party. What kind of 5th grade playground nonsense is that? But nonetheless, Paul Ryan's going to be voting for Donald Trump. And this is a fair question, and I don't have an answer to it. Is a vote an endorsement? I would not say a vote is an endorsement as an absolute truth. I wouldn't. Because there are many times that those conservatives like me have gone to the polls and had to hold our nose and choose the best evil. Many conservatives would argue that's the case here. Is that what Paul Ryan's telling us? That he can't endorse Donald Trump because he doesn't believe in Donald Trump. He doesn't believe everything he's saying, but he's the best of the two evils, especially since this list of Supreme Court nominees came out, this list that Donald Trump's going to work off of. That seemed to be an important point to Paul Ryan. So is Paul Ryan saying he's on board? He's on the Trump train. Let's do this? Or is he saying, man, I'm looking at it, and this is just the best of what we have to choose from. None of it's any good, but this is the best we have to choose from. I don't know. I don't have the answer to that question. Only Paul Ryan has the answer to that question, and I have a feeling we are never going to find out unless or until it serves Paul Ryan. Until it benefits Paul Ryan, that's when we'll hear. But until then, not going to happen. Hey, coming up next, we talked a little bit about the president's comments yesterday on the economy and the lies that spewed out of his mouth about how much better we are. I did a little research, and I want to get into that coming up next.
The Gavin Mitchell Show.
Are you getting squeezed by the economic downturn? Hey, you were doing fine. Then, all of a sudden, you're having a tough time paying your family's credit card bills. Maybe you were downsized or even lost a job, but you still owe 10 grand or more in credit card bills. And you just can't afford the minimum payments anymore. We're here to help. We are the Genesis Debt Partners. We know the secrets to negotiate better terms with your creditors. Make a free 10-minute call right now and learn how we can help you get out of debt. 800-807-9767. If you owe 10 grand or more in credit card debt and you want to learn how you can pay less and get out of debt faster, call right now. 800-807-9767. 800-807-9767. Get out of debt now. 800-807-9767.
Hey everybody, your pal Gavin Mitchell here from my friends at Texas Elite Landscape. We all have that embarrassing spot in our yard we just can't seem to get grass to grow. Or perhaps you're tired of pumping hundreds and thousands of dollars into your yard just to get it to turn green when the weather warms up. Or maybe the constant maintenance is just too much to bear. Well, my friends at Texas Elite Landscaping are the most respected synthetic grass installation specialist in North Texas. Locally owned and operated, they have installed over 1 million square feet of the highest quality grass made right here in the USA. And I know what you're thinking. Is it pet and child friendly? You bet it is. So whether you want your yard looking picture perfect year round, no matter what the season is, or perhaps you'd like a putting green in the backyard to keep your husband home on Saturdays, give my friends at Texas Elite Landscaping a call today. 214-298-7726. That's 214-298-7726. Or find them at TexasEliteLandscaping.com.
Is debt beating you down? You need discipline. You need the Debt Ninja. If you've been caught in a financial trap and need to be set free, then you need the Debt Ninja. Want to stop those harassing collection calls, start saving thousands in interest and fees, and get out of debt fast? Then you need to call the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja will find the best companies across the country that will help you consolidate all your bills into one easy payment, reduce your payments by 30 to 50%, and get you out of debt fast. If you have unsecured debt of $10,000 or more, such as credit cards, loans, or medical bills, call the Debt Ninja for a free 15-minute consultation.
Call 800-824-3301. 800-824-3301. That's 800-824-3301. Call today.
The Debt Ninja.
Boy, man, I had a rough night's sleep. Boy, I got a letter from the IRS yesterday, and I just couldn't sleep. Man, I'm dying here. Somebody help me.
IRS problems affect more than just your finances. If you're ready to take back control of your life and you owe more than $10,000, you need to call the tax doctor. Their expert staff can immediately protect you from the IRS and state collectors and get you the best possible tax settlement guaranteed. The IRS has recently released new programs geared in helping struggling taxpayers, where you may qualify to settle your tax debt and wipe out up to 85% or more of what you currently owe. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, call the tax doctor right now. See if you qualify to pay less. 800-631-9123. 800-631-9123. 800-631-9123. Again, 800-631-9123.
Hey, liberals, try rooting for your own country for a change. Our blue-collar educator of all things common sense does. Now, back to the Gavin Mitchell Show.
July 4th is a big day for all of us that are involved with the ConservativeRadioNetwork.com. July 4th is the day the ConservativeRadioNetwork.com becomes the official station for conservative talk for the Red Nation Rising group. And Red Nation Rising is a great grassroots movement. It is huge. It started out on Twitter, or at least it has its presence on Twitter. And you find the hashtag Red Nation Rising, and that's exactly what we're talking about. Over 1 billion impressions a month. And Conservative Radio Network is now teamed up with those guys. Ron has teamed up with those guys to be the official conservative talk station of Red Nation Rising. And what an honor, because we get to be a part of that as that thing moves forward, and we just couldn't be more excited. So get out to Red Nation Rising hashtag, learn what it's all about. There's a video out there about the changeover, I'm going to call it progress. I'm not going to say progressive because that term's been diluted, but the progress that's being made on the right and what Red Nation Rising and Conservative Radio Network are doing. So keep your eyes out for that hashtag Red Nation Rising. And I promised you before the break we were going to talk a little bit about this president's lies when it comes to the economy. And if you'll recall, he came out the other day and said, you know, it's this right-wing media. It's these conservative talk show hosts. It's Fox News. They're lying to you. And they continue to tell you these lies so they can get at me. It's a personal attack. When the truth is the economy's better than it's ever been. And I knew that wasn't true immediately. I didn't have the figures off the top of my head, but I knew that wasn't true. And we talked a little bit about how economies are measured, if you'll recall. And we talked a little bit about the unemployment rate and how it can be deceptive because you have to be looking for work in the last 6 months to be included in the unemployment rate. That's how that thing works, and it can be deceptive. So I did a little research, and this is piggybacking on the jobs numbers that came out today. Today, the jobs over the last 30 days only increased 38,000. That is like a 5-year low, ladies and gentlemen. Only 38,000 new jobs were created, and that includes part-time jobs across the country. That's troublesome. The Bureau of Labor and Statistics report that last month, 94 million, almost 95 million Americans were neither employed nor made an effort to find employment. Folks, last time I checked, there were like 300 million people in this country. That's a third that are neither employed nor making an effort to find employment. But this president has the audacity to stand up there and say those of us in conservative talk, those that are in the right-wing media, those that try to tell the truth are lying to you because it's personal. I have no personal qualms with Barack Obama. Let me lay this out right now. I don't know the guy. I've never met the guy. I do think he's slimy. I think he's intelligent. I think he's a good family man, and I think he's the worst president we have ever had. That's my summation on Barack Obama. Everything past that is not personal. Everything past that is criticism on the decisions he makes, and he signed up for that when he got the job. I'm looking at different graphs and charts. Student loans have more than doubled as far as dollars borrowed since he came into office. Food stamps have increased almost $15 million in his handouts. There will be more federal debt acquired under this president than every other president combined in the history of this country. It will be north of $20 trillion when he leaves office. Health insurance costs are about to go through the roof. They have printed more money during his time in office than they had in the history of the country. It has more than doubled. The labor force participation has fallen to a crazy, stupid number that I just gave you. Home ownership is down by almost a quarter. The family median income is down by $1,500. Do I need to go on? And he's going to tell us that the economy's in the best shape it's been in. The little narrative that he throws out there is, oh, it was so bad under Bush. It was so bad under Bush. Well, here's the truth. That recession we went through at the turn of this past decade wasn't the worst recession in history. In fact, the one at the turn from 79, 80, 81, that recession was much worse as far as unemployment goes. But he wants to make it out to be the worst recession we have ever seen, so that any improvement can be touted as a great accomplishment by this president. The fact of the matter is, it's a joke. It's a huge joke. And he's the one feeding us lies. Do we need to go over his track record about who's telling the truth and who's credible here? Just yesterday, the State Department said, yeah, you know what? We found out that video was deleted on a directive. Yeah, we found it out. We're gonna research it. That investigation ended at a dead end. And that's just the latest from this administration. The most transparent and honest administration in the history of the world. That's what we get. So, folks, I brought the facts. I didn't just scream rhetoric. I didn't just state opinions and slander other people and take cheap shots. I gave you facts, numbers that prove that we are in worse shape, far worse shape than when this president took office. I'd be curious to see what his numbers are. I'd be curious to see what his facts are. Because they're not going to be honest if they support his narrative. I will tell you that now. As an economist, they will not support his narrative if they're honest facts. It's that simple. There are fundamental things you have to do to improve economy. And passing out entitlements is not one of them. Printing more money is only a fraction of the time the right answer. Forcing people to buy health insurance when they can't afford it is not the way you boost the economy. It's no secret that the forced spending is up while the labor force participation is down, while the workers' share of the economy is down, family median income is down, home ownership is down. There is logic behind these graphs. They work together. And the president doesn't understand that. It has become evident he doesn't understand a whole bunch. He doesn't understand much. For a bright guy, he swung and missed a whole lot. Hey, coming up next, I want to spend a little time on Curt Schilling. I'm a big fan of Curt Schilling, but he's done it again. He said what everybody else was thinking, and the firestorm has followed. Let's talk about it next.
The Gavin Mitchell Show.
You hear the headlines. You know health insurance is a real mess right now. Premiums have skyrocketed, and in most cases, you're stuck with your plan until open enrollment. But there's a government rule that allows you to qualify for lower health insurance rates if your life has changed. That means if you've changed jobs, if you're having a child, if you're getting married, if you're getting divorced, even if you run a small business or you're self-employed, this law may qualify you to get lower health insurance rates. Call the Health Insurance Hotline today. Learn how this 10-minute call can help you get lower health insurance rates. This is a free service to help consumers learn the laws to help them qualify for lower health insurance rates. So call right now to learn more. 800-926-4501. 800-926-4501. 800-926-4501. 800-926-4501.
Hey folks, Gavin Mitchell here. If you're in the market for a new car or truck, Jerry Chevrolet in Weatherford has been family owned and operated for nearly 50 years, and my family has done business with Jerry for 25 of those. Jerry's proudly built a reputation of working hard to provide their customers with great service and exceptional value. Jerry Chevrolet has hundreds of new trucks in stock, and they are always marked with the absolute lowest price. Come test drive the Chevy Silverado or the Colorado today and get yourself a $25 prepaid Visa gift card for doing it. When you go online at jerrychevytexas.com, Jerry will offer you a $25 prepaid Visa gift card just for stopping in. No purchase necessary. It's as easy as that. If you have a trade-in, Jerry Chevrolet is always looking for quality used cars, and you can go to jerrychevytexas.com today and find out what your vehicle is worth. Buy new roads at Jerry Chevrolet in Weatherford and at jerrychevytexas.com. Come out our way and trade your way. Tell them Gavin sent you.
Attention business owners. We know that owning a business means getting things done right now. So if your right now list includes a new building, call the Right Now Company. General Steel. We can design a building for your business quickly and save you thousands of dollars. That's right, thousands. You may think General Steel only builds large projects or that you can't afford General Steel quality. Well, check these prices. How about a 40 by 60 foot building for under $22,000? Or even a 50 by 100 for under $35,000? That's right, a 5,000 square foot building for under $35,000. And these buildings all have General Steel quality. Best of all, you can still order a building and have it delivered in time to build this year. How's that for right now? So if your right now list includes a new building, call the Right Now Company, General Steel.
800-398-8309. 800-398-8309. 800-398-8309. That's 800-398-8309.
Hey everybody, Gavin Mitchell from The Gavin Mitchell Show here. Of course you can find our show every week on our flagship station, News and Information, 570 AM KLIF, but sometimes once a week just isn't enough. I would encourage you to go out to our website, www.thegavinmitchellshow.com. And there you'll find a plethora of information about the show, including archived episodes of our daily podcast. You'll find a blog written by me and other conservative writers, and entertaining videos that are available with the Gavin Mitchell Experience. I would encourage you to follow us on Twitter at The GM Show. We are on Facebook, facebook.com/The Gavin Mitchell Show. And of course, we are on our flagship station for the internet, conservativeradionetwork.com, with the most talented conservative podcasters in the country. So be sure to tune in Saturdays at 8 p.m. right here on News and Information 570 AM KLIF, or through the week at conservativeradionetwork.com or www.thegavinmitchellshow.com.
If you happen to drive by the studios during a commercial break and you see a guy on the roof waving an American flag, that's our blue-collar doctor of common sense. And now here he is, your host, Dr. Gavin Mitchell.
Monday, June 6th is the anniversary for D-Day. It was June 6th that the U.S. forces invaded the beaches of Normandy and started our European campaign in World War II. It's a big day. It's an important day. There were a lot of people that died that day. A lot. A lot of heroes that sacrificed. Well, the president has decided to do something that has set Curt Schilling off. And I am a huge fan of Curt Schilling. Man, I like this guy. He says what everybody else is thinking. And sometimes those guys can be annoying, but when they're a conservative, I like those guys. I like them a lot. So June 6th, the White House has invited the Denver Broncos to make an appearance because every Super Bowl champion, every World Series champion, whatever, so on and so forth, they get to visit the White House when things allow. And it just happened to be logistically convenient that they're going to visit on June 6th. This did not set well with Curt Schilling, that he is going to, in Schilling's opinion, shun the greatest generation and celebrate the NFL champs. It really gets under his skin. And he opened up on Facebook, and I'm going to read this to you, and I've got to clean it up because there are some foul words in here. But Curt Schilling on Wednesday on Facebook said, "I'm now 100% convinced the president has absolutely zero concern with public opinion, or he's subliminally telling us to take a hike." I had to clean that up. On June 6, 2016, the anniversary of the greatest invasion of mankind has ever known, headed by our greatest generation, this guy, clean that up, invited the Denver Broncos to the White House. Screw logistics. You're the president. You get what you want when you want. This is again an intentional slight at our past. What a bad person. It pains me to say things like that about our president, but he clearly doesn't give a care. So Curt Schilling goes off the handle. And you know what? I agree with Curt Schilling. I agree with him completely. You are the president. Do you know what's going on in June in the NFL? Training camp. They're probably there scrimmaging the Washington Redskins for 2 or 3 days. Why not just bump it to the 7th and show these fallen heroes the respect they deserve? Why not? Why does this president go out of his way to flip his nose at this country, at our past, at our heroes? Curt Schilling's so right. Now, a lot of people have written him off as all that crazy guy over the transgender bathrooms or the crazy guy over the Muslims. You know what? He was right then, too. He just didn't say it in a way that we all think is acceptable. He didn't say it in a way that is politically correct, and so you're quick to dismiss it. Forget the words. Hear the message. And Curt Schilling's message is dead on. He didn't say it the way I would say it, but he's dead on. And after Hiroshima, after this, after not going to, the one thing that jumps out in my mind is Chris Kyle's funeral. But the list is long. The list is long about the things this president has done to disrespect those that have fought and those that have fallen and what our country stands for. I wish so badly that we didn't have to have these conversations. I just wish we had a president who cared about our way of lives, who truly cared about making us better and not forcing his social agenda on us. I guess it's too much to ask for when you have a liberal president, you know? I don't know. It's food for thought. It's things we've got to think about. It's things we got to think about this election period. But, folks, that's going to do it for today. Don't forget to join us tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Central on News and Information KLIF, KLIF.com, ConservativeRadioNetwork.com, and 405 Media. For Ron Phillips, I am Gavin Mitchell. This has been a Pinnacle Broadcast Holdings production.